Welcome back to our Lent series, Go Without, Go Within. This is week 4. And just to recap, in previous weeks, we have talked about changing our intake of liquids from 3 p.m. till we go to bed to water only. That was week 1. And in week 1, I also asked you to identify some low restorative value things in your life, stuff that you kind of feel like you're wasting time on. And then in the second week, we talked about spending 10 minutes in the presence of God, doing some visualization and meditation, just allowing ourselves to experience the presence of God. And last week was our third week, and we talked about taking one activity that you consider to be low restorative value. Something you do quite a bit that you wish you could get rid of. And from now to Lent, just take it off the table, sacrifice it, cut it out of your life. And this week, our fourth week of Lent, we're going to talk about being like Jesus as we sacrificially give to others. I want to read 2 verses to you. First one is in Mark chapter 10, it's verse 45. It says, "For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." The next one is 1 John 3, 16 to 18. "This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. If anybody has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need, but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth." I think about the life of Christ. So many actions that he did to serve other people, not even recorded in the Bible. He lived a life with a mindset of service. And obviously this culminated in him offering his life into the hands of his enemies, a perfect sinless life, which in no way deserved punishment or death. But he gives his life into the hands of his enemies, and they treat him unjustly to the point of death. And all the while, he's sacrificing himself for them. On the cross, even saying, "Forgive them, Father, for they don't know what they're doing." We think about offering things in love. I think about the woman who spent a lot of money for expensive perfume, and she poured it on Christ's feet, and she used her hair to wipe his feet and wipe the perfume into his feet. It's an offering of love. And we are told that our entire lives as Christians need to imitate Christ as an offering of love. So during Lent, we should be not only thinking about the significance of the death and the sufferings of Christ for us, but we should be thinking about how to imitate them. As the series is called Go Without, taking things out of your life in order to go within. Go without to go within. We don't ever want to go in to the point where we stop giving to the people around us. And the challenge that I'm going to give you practically this week has to do with doing something that serves another person. So let me break it down into a few steps for you. The first thing I would ask you is just to spend some time, maybe using the time of meditation where you think about the presence of God, is just clear your mind and breathe. And you're going to ask God to show you somebody. Bring someone to your mind. That's the prayer. Lord, bring someone to my mind that I need to encourage. Bring someone to mind that I need to serve. And see if you can't get a sense that God is putting somebody on your heart. And maybe the person that God wants you to serve is a risk. Maybe it's someone you've had tension with, or someone that might not quite understand you reaching out to them in this way. Maybe it's someone you haven't talked to in a while and you really need to bridge that gap. If you do all of that and you still don't feel like God has laid a specific person on your heart to serve, then just choose somebody that you want to give to that maybe you normally don't reach out to. So that's the first step. Identify somebody you want to give to, that God wants you to give to. Step 2 is tell them that for Lent, you are focusing on trying to be like Jesus, and they came to your mind and you've been praying for them. You wanted to reach out. So let them know what you're doing. And then step 3, prepare something to say to them that is specifically encouraging, or give them a gift. Make them some cookies. Do something for them where you bring them their favorite cup of coffee, or you do something for them. Now, you may not be able to afford something grand. Maybe God puts it on your heart to do something more grand. But what we're going to do is identify somebody. We're going to let them know that we've been praying for them and that we wanted to encourage them. And finally, we're either going to give them a bunch of words of encouragement, or we're going to give them a gift and let them know, I've been praying for you and I felt moved to get you this gift. So this week, as our Lent challenge, it is all about serving somebody in a demonstrative way to imitate the love of Christ. And in a small way, show them what Christ means to you in words and in action. Now, let me say in closing, if you have been with us since the beginning, since week 1, and you're still tracking, you're doing your best, you're listening to the videos, and you are also trying to implement the things that are happening, please let me know. I'm with you in the comments. Hit the thumbs up. I'm not looking for subscribers, and I don't care about counting stuff like that, but I would like to know how many of you are still participating. The first week we started, we had about 150 people watching the Lent video. It went down by about 40 the second week, and by the third week, there was 60, maybe 70 people who watched the video. So I understand that people drop off over time, but if you're still with us, I don't care if it's 5 or 6 people that make it to the finish line. Let me know you're with me, and thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week.